first time in a decade, people up to the age of 34 are more likely to live with their parents than to live on their own. We've come here to find out why that is and have a look at the stigma attached to living with parents.
Well, and yes, I do think there's a bit of a stigma attached to people who live with their parents over the age of 25, 26, 27.
It depends on the reasons, really.
You know, time's quite hard at the moment, so, you know, gathering a bit of money before you move out is a good idea. I mean, it is seen as a little bit uncool.
I'm here with Arthur, who lives at home with his parents, but Arthur, you don't necessarily like living at home with your parents, do you?
No, it can be very claustrophobic at times, not having my own space and freedom to do things. It's sometimes uncomfortable having friends around, so when I was sort of in my teenage years, my property prices were a lot cheaper, so they've gone up quite a lot since the sort of late 1980s.
So Arthur, I mean, do you feel that maybe you're not as independent as your friends who don't live at home?
To be honest, I don't feel as independent. I mean, I know that my mum will always do the washing up if I'm busy with something, things like that, and laundry and things like that. So in some ways it's quite handy, but yeah, I don't feel as independent as I should be at my age. I should be out there doing everything for myself.
Do you think that these financial pressures that force young people to stay at home for longer maybe didn't exist in generations gone by?
Particularly in London, as you say, housing costs related to your likely salary look very different than they did when I was a young person. That's undoubtedly true. Levels of youth unemployment in other parts of the country are very high. So even if housing costs are a bit lower, the income that young people are finding really difficult to access is very different perhaps than when their parents were young people themselves.
So what do you feel the psychological and the emotional impact of continuing to live at home at an increasingly older age is?
I would always be reluctant to generalise, say for some young people it'll be fine, but for others it really will mean that they are living in very strained circumstances, they're straining relationships with the people around them, that they cannot learn to be independent and stand on their own 2 feet. They become anxious, depressed, worn down, and then it's a vicious spiral of it becomes really hard to take opportunities when they may be there.
We've come here to Southend-on-Sea to meet someone else who lives at home and to get another side of the story. Let's go and meet Amy. So Amy, if I start with you, I mean, obviously you live with your mum.
Yeah.
Why is it that you've chosen to live at home?
So I didn't finish uni till I was 26. And then following on from that, settling into a new job, having all the pressures from that, I decided that staying at home would be the best option.
And your job, you mentioned your job, you're a vet.
I'm a vet, yeah.
So how is that? I mean, living at home with your mum, does it impact on your work at all?
Yeah, some days are quite stressful and tiring. So when I've had a challenging day, it's nice to come home. Mum will sometimes have dinner ready for me. And we do have different standards for different things.
Such as?
Tidying
bedrooms, things in the hallway. And obviously being at uni for a certain number of years, I kind of do things how I want to do them.
Hi, Mum. Oh, hi, Ames. Have you had a good day today?
Yeah, it's been a busy day. Thank you.
Reg has had a lovely day. He's been out in the woods. What, do you want to go and have a bath or something like that? And then we'll do dinner.
Okay.
I've got some time alone with Gillian now. So Gillian, having Amy at home, how does that impact your day-to-day life?
It does mean that I get woken up in the morning, but they're the slight negative things. I think it's more positive, really, because I've got the company, it's nice to do things together, nice to have somebody here.
Did you expect to have her living at home 10 years' time?
No, probably not, really.
Okay.
I think Amy's generation, their expectations are quite high. They work hard, so they want to play hard as well. And I don't think perhaps they're prepared to give up to be able to have the property.
So there it is. Despite the stigma attached to living with parents, we've heard how it can bring some huge benefits in helping young adults deal with the financial stresses facing them. If you too have something to say, get in touch on Twitter at WhatsUpTVUK and send us a picture of whether you are #proud or #not proud of living with your parents.